Yo, what is going on, guys? Johnny GB here, bringing you guys week number 2 of the PGBL, and my goodness, my camera's a little bright. So let's see if we can get rid of that. Ooh, that's a little too dark here. Trying to see. Oh, that makes me look a little tan. Oh, there we go. Now we can see my face. All right. Well, we're back, guys. Week 2 of the PGBL, and we are taking on Mr. Chabry and the Kentucky Typhlosions. Now, they did have a rain team, and I saw no Pelipper, so now I'm pretty much SOL with my Arcanine set. There was enough speed for max speed Pelipper plus Sunny Day, so kind of hurts. But with all that being said, let's get right into the battle here. And you know what? I thoroughly enjoyed this battle, actually. I prepped very well for the rest of his team, the Mega Scizor. I had such stuff as like HP Fire Roserade. So as long as I came down to a game of predictions, I was actually in a very good spot this game. So I'm going to lead off with the Landorus Therian, Stealth Rocks, U-Turn, Earthquake, and I want to say Defog on this Landorus. So right away, he's going to Intimidate, and I figured he was just going to try to get his Stealth Rocks up this turn. And that actually was not the case, as I am actually going to get my Stealth Rocks up this turn. Figure, you know what? It's a good idea for me to get Stealth Rocks up. I need them up just in case I need chip damage on Scizor. I need chip damage on Typhlosion because he could be running, all Typhlosions run Eruption. So I need the Stealth Rocks up for the chip damage here. And he goes straight out into his Mega Scizor. So that led me to believe this was a Defog Mega Scizor. Now, I could have teched HP Fire on the Landorus, but I mean, it was just kind of 4-move syndrome. I did not know what I wanted to put into that 4th slot, as he is going to Mega Evolve into his Mega Scizor here. And right away, be in a very good spot this game. So now that he's Mega'd, the Scizor's actually going to take hits a lot better than what I thought initially it was going to do. So I figure he's a bulky Mega Scizor with Defog, probably Bullet Punch, U-Turn. I don't think he has Defog. I don't think he has Swords Dance, so I'm just going to go out into my Arcanine. Pretty much my dedicated Scizor switch in this game. And I needed to keep Arcanine alive because it is my #1 check to my Scizor, to his Scizor. If I can get rid of his Scizor, this game becomes a lot easier. I won't need Arcanine later in the game, and it'll pretty much set it up for Mega Gallade to sweep, honestly. Mega Gallade was also another bad set based on what he actually brought to the battle. Wasn't as effective as it should have been. So I go out to my Roserade here, predicting his Tapu Fini to come in. And he does go out actually into his Crocodile, which works out for me. Crocodile out on the field, still fine for me because I still force him out. I can fire off a Leech Seed on something and start gaining HP back. I figure he's not going to stay in with his Crocodile. So I fire off the Leech Seed here as he does go out to his Dragonite. You know what? Fine. I'll break the Multiscale, which is a great step. And then I'll also find out what kind of Dragonite he is. He's pretty much guaranteed to be locked into Dragon Dance. Which, you know what? That's okay. I'm not bothered if you lock yourself, or if you go for a Dragon Dance. I have to intimidate users to switch into you. So multi-scale's gone. I'm going to go hard into my Arcanine here as he does actually go for the Dragon Dance. Figured getting the Intimidate off would be a good first step. Make it neutral attack instead of +1. He still will be +1 speed, but doesn't really affect me much if he's +1 speed at this point. Because I do have the 2 Intimidate users, I'll pretty much just be neutralizing his attack. And I have potentially Manectric in the back to check his Dragonite. So here is where I think I made my only misplay of the game. Maybe I had one other one. I decided to stay in with Arcanine here and go for the Will-O-Wisp. Had this been a bulky Arcanine, that was the right play. But because my Arcanine was heavily invested into speed to outspeed a neutral Dragonite, outspeed a max speed Pelipper, I did not have much bulk into this Dragonite, into this Arcanine, and he's going to go for the just neutral devastating Drake, and that will take out my Arcanine. And it was just, I could have gone to Landorus and baited it out. Instead, it cost me my dedicated Scizor switch in. So here I'm just going to go out to my Umbreon and fire off a Wish. Pretty much the only thing I could do here. Force him out, fearing the foul play that will do a lot of damage. I figured Tapu Fini is going to come in, so this is the perfect chance for me just to Wish and Baton Pass, because he has Tapu Fini to come into my Umbreon 10 out of 10 times. There's no reason Tapu Fini shouldn't come in. Umbreon can't touch Tapu Fini. With the Misty Terrain, Toxic doesn't affect it, so pretty much the only thing here is me go for a Wish, and I'm actually just going to hard swap here out into my Roserade. Roserade can switch into Tapu Fini very well. Base 105 special defense, not too worried about what Tapu Fini has. And he's going to show the knockoff, which will get rid of my Black Sludge, which actually does hurt me later on in the game, not having that reliable recovery every turn. But I do get the Wish from the Umbreon. And now I'm actually in a very good spot because I can fire off a Leech Seed, I can fire off a free Sludge Bomb if I need to. But I decided to make the safe play here and just go for the Leech Seed. No reason for me to try and risk him going to Scizor, potentially Bullet Punch knocking me out. So Dragonite gets hit with the Leech Seed. I get recovery back from the Dragonite, and I'm weakening it in range now of Sludge Bomb actually taking it out at this point. So I'm just going to stay in. Sludge Bomb is a roll in my favor to knock out the Dragonite. If he goes for the Dragon Dance, I'm fine, and I actually get probably one of the lower rolls I can, and for some reason my luck with Poison is extremely high because I do end up getting the Poison on the Dragonite, which is very unfortunate because he would have swept me if I probably didn't get the Poison. I mean, he would have had Leech Seed and such draining him, but with the Poison, he was not able to actually claim another of my Pokemon's lives. He actually had to sit back and watch his Dragonite fall as Roserade picks up a kill and evens the game. The issue is he can go out to his Typhlosion now and click Eruption. I have no fire switching. Arcanine's gone. Even then, my Arcanine wasn't bulky enough that my Arcanine doesn't take those hits, so my only switch into it is my Umbreon, which still takes about half from this Eruption. And I needed a scout here on the damage that it did to my Umbreon. It does about 45%. So this is a choice scarfed Typhlosion that I now have to find a way to play around. So here comes the Tapu Fini. Again, 10 out of 10 times this thing's switching into my Umbreon. I can't do anything to it. I'm just going to fire off a Wish. And in hindsight now, what I should have actually done is probably just healed my Umbreon, because this next turn is I just hard swap out. And it really affects what I can do with my Umbreon, because now it's getting weakened and I need it to be decent enough health to take on the Typhlosion. That wasn't actually going on through my mind playing the battle, that I needed to keep Umbreon fairly healthy. Instead, I played pretty recklessly with it. But again, Roserade's my switch into Tapu Fini. I mean, there's not much Tapu Fini. Ice Beam doesn't do much. Moonblast doesn't do much. Surf or Scald doesn't do much to my Roserade. And my Roserade can actually get the health back that it loses here from the Wish. But I'm still in a position to where I need to find a way to kill the Scizor. And I need to find a way to get rid of the Typhlosion or weaken the Typhlosion. That's the big one. If I can just chip away at that Typhlosion. This is why I wanted Stealth Rocks up. Because Eruption's weakened, the more HP Typhlosion loses. He's going to go out to his Scizor here, predicting the Sludge Bomb. Instead, I go for the Leech Seed here. Now, I need to get rid of this, but I was not sure if Bullet Punch would actually kill my Roserade. That's something I was worried about, is if Bullet Punch killed it. And I didn't want to show my HP Fire right away. I could have. And I could have actually been in a fantastic spot had I clicked HP Fire right here. But instead, I'm actually going to withdraw, and I go out into my Landorus. Had I clicked HP Fire there, I would have been in a great spot. I could have weakened the Scizor. I actually could have gotten rid of the Scizor. But instead of being greedy going for that HP Fire, he goes out to his Typhlosion, so I'm in a great spot now. Because I can get rocks up, I can click Earthquake, I can click U-turn. I actually opt to go for the Earthquake this turn, just to scout, because Tapu Fini doesn't have really good recovery. Scizor takes chip damage, Crocodile takes chip damage, Typhlosion ends up dying. So, all in all, I'm in a very good spot by just clicking Earthquake. Now, here I'm able to actually just click U-turn. That way I can get out into my most optimal switch in. He's going to withdraw his Crocodile, and he's actually going to go out to his own Scizor. And now I'm in a much better spot to where I can go out into Manectric and scare him out with the Flamethrower. So this set of turns, I was playing it very well. And, I mean, he did, from his perspective, got the Intimidate off on Landorus, goes into Scizor so that he can pretty much try to set up Swords Dances, but here is where I wasn't thinking it through very well. Now, had I led Manectric, I could have burned the Crocodile, because I was a Flame Orb switcheroo. So here he goes out to Jolteon, predicting the Thunderbolt. I am just going to click Flamethrower to try and deal damage on this thing. Now, I could have clicked Switcheroo, predicting him to go out into his Crocodile. But Jolteon's a better switch-in, seeing as it does damage to most of my team. So I have to go out to my Umbreon here. It's my special defensive wall. It takes the hits the best. He goes for the Shadow Ball, in which it was looking like he was predicting my Gallade. But my Umbreon shows that he is now Life Orb Jolteon, which is fantastic, means he's going to wear himself down very quickly. I just need to fire off a Wish here. But instead, I decided I need to go to Roserade, predict what this Jolteon's doing, and get more residual damage off the Life Orb. He's going to go for the Thunderbolt. My Roserade's actually going to take this very well. Does about 35% to my Roserade. Unfortunately, I do not have the Black Sludge anymore, which would have been very crucial at this point. But again, this is just me trying to get to my best switch in. He's going to go out into his, I believe it's Typhlosion here. No, he goes for the Volt Switch. So now my Umbreon is in big trouble because now he can go out to his Typhlosion and kill. His Jolteon's weakened though, which is kind of nice. He goes out to his Tapu Fini, which, starting to remember this set of turns here, I was a little too greedy in what I wanted to do. And instead of wishing earlier and letting my Umbreon recover HP, I now put my Umbreon in a bad spot here, staying in, going for the wish, figuring that it could take 2, and unfortunately, that is not the case. I should have just gone into my Roserade, and now we're back to square one where I'm going to Leech Seed something, or I could Sludge Bomb something, but instead, it comes down to my Umbreon being severely weakened, and I can no longer do much to anything. He's going to make the read and actually go out into his Typhlosion. Had I stayed in and gone for Taunt or Foul Play, I would have been in great spot, full HP Umbreon, but instead he makes the read. He goes out into his Typhlosion, and at this point, I just have to sack off my Umbreon. There's nothing I can do. There's the second misplay there is, had I clicked Foul Play, it's going to deal damage to Typhlosion. I'm going to be full health, or close to full health. And maybe the outcome of the battle changes because now Typhlosion's weakened. He has no way to heal the Typhlosion. So I'm going to go out to my Landorus here. I'm still in a decent spot to win the game. I just have to have Landorus take an Eruption from this. I have to land the Earthquake. He's going to go for the Eruption, and I honestly thought he was just going to click U-turn. I thought he was going to switch out, and third over prediction of the game, really, I don't click Earthquake. And now Typhlosion pretty much can just do what it wants to versus my team, which is just very unfortunate there that if I clicked Earthquake, Typhlosion, the biggest threat on his team, is gone. The thing that outspeeds everything on my team is gone because it is Choice Scarf. He's just going to click Eruption at this point, and that will take out my it will take out my Manectric, and I pretty much just have to go to Gallade to try and check this thing. What I should have done in the first place is probably gone to Gallade. He's going to withdraw his Typhlosion knowing that Eruption won't kill. I'm just going to go... I'm going to go out to my Gallade. I'm just going to click Coast Combat because I was dumb to not just attack the Typhlosion in the first place, which, I mean, just upsets me that my Landers could have gotten Stealth Rocks up versus the Crocodile. It could have got Stealth Rocks up versus the Tapu Fini. But that's all hindsight at this point. I just go for the close combat and down grows the Crocodile. So we're tied 4-4. So I mean, it's not like we're in an extremely bad spot. But we're in a pretty tough spot seeing that Typhlosion is going to be a bit of an issue. The Jolteon now is more of an issue because I've sacked off my Umbreon. Here comes Tapu Fini, and figured that this thing is pretty defensive. And Thunder Punch from Mega Gallade, even at +2, should only do about 75%. So I just have to go out into my Roserade as down 4-3. I'm still in the game, but I still need a couple moves to actually go and pick up the win. So here's the fourth misplay of the game. I go out to my Landorus, And instead of just going to Roserade and keeping my Landorus alive to possibly, I don't know, set up on, or maybe throw up some Stealth Rocks against the Scizor, I just sack it off without even thinking. And I mean, again, it just comes down to a matter of me making a play here. I go for the Leech Seed. I need the recovery off the Tapu Fini, but I probably, in hindsight now, should have just clicked Sludge Bomb against this thing to try and just bait out the Scizor, or possibly even bait out the Typhlosion. Very slim chance he's even going to bother switching in the Typhlosion to Tapu Fini, seeing as it can pretty much just take, if Typhlosion takes a hit, it still outspeeds me, but now he's locked into Flamethrower and close combat shenanigans. Maybe I set up Swords Dance, Flamethrower doesn't 2-KO me, because my Gallade's pretty bulky. So we're going to fire off Sludge Bomb here. We're going to do a little over half to the Tapu Fini. He's going to go for a second Ice Beam, and after the Leech Seed, this Tapu Fini is now in range of Thunder Punch from Mega Gallade, so Roserade doing its job here. Now, I could have been very greedy here. I wanted to click HP Fire, but I was worried about his Typhlosion coming in. Now, he's going to withdraw, and he's going to go out into his Mega Scizor here. And this is the turn that it was just, if I click HP Fire, maybe I have a chance. But instead I go for the Sludge Bomb, pretty much set himself up to just click Bullet Punch and take out my Roserade. And now we're down 4-1. Mega Gallade has to just try to come in, maybe get critical hits, I don't know. That's pretty much, critical hits might be the only thing that actually saved me at this point. As I'm just going to click Fire Punch here and try and see if Mega Gallade can pick up a kill. I was not sure actually how much bulk he had in this Scizor, and after this Fire Punch, it turns out he actually has quite a lot of bulk. Bullet Punch there, going to do almost half. And as I go for the Fire Punch, try to make the differential a little bit closer. Didn't kill. And with that, I mean, Jolteon can come in, click Shadow Ball, Tapu Fini clicks Moonblast. What else does he have in the back? Tapu Fini, Mega Scizor, Jolteon. Not sure. But hindsight is hindsight. I just played poorly. I prepped decently. I just played poorly. Played around certain things wrong. Played around the Dragonite extremely wrong. And with that loss, we now move to 0-2. Typhlosion's just going to come in. This was something I just didn't have anything for. Didn't bring anything for it. I have a Milotic. Didn't bring it. Had I brought the Milotic, maybe the game's a little bit different. But was just really worried about that rain and that bad Arcanine set. Just really hindered me. Because even just Arcanine checking this Typhlosion with extreme speed just to weaken it would have done wonders, but that's all hindsight. Not much I can do about it. Just take the loss. Move on to week 3, which you guys will see. You guys will probably see this Saturday. You guys might see week 3 on New Year's Eve. That way I'm all caught up with all the battles. But if you guys enjoyed this week 2 of the PGBL, go ahead, like the video. Go follow them on Twitter. Go over, subscribe to Mr. Charby as well. But with all that being said, guys, I am Johnny GB, and I'm out.